Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Nurturing Humboldt, where we explore the many ways our community supports young children, families, and the caregivers who raise them. I'm your host, Karina Virgen, and today we're closing out the year with something special, a full recap of the work, connection, challenges, and growth that shaped First Five Humboldt's 2025 year. It has been a year full of transition, collective healing, advocacy, creativity, and partnership. Across our county, in clinics, classrooms, home, in the forest, community centers, and cultural spaces, families, providers, and community groups showed up for one another in very powerful ways. Today, we want to honor that. This is the story of our year, woven together through the voices, efforts, and care of our community. So let's begin. Supporting families from the very beginning. We start with our Welcome Baby Pathways to Resilience work. A couple episodes back, you got to hear from Ashley and from Tammy to talk to us about the amazing work happening at Welcome Baby. This work is one of the most meaningful ways we support families during pregnancy, birth, and the early postpartum months. We're so excited to say that this year, nurses and community health representatives across Redwoods Rural, United Indian Health Service, Public Health Family Partnership, soon Open Door, and Kamau Medical Center offered home and clinic visits to new and expected parents. Families received support around physical and emotional health, breastfeeding, early bonding, and navigating the vulnerable transitions that come with welcoming a new baby. This program continues to grow countywide, with families able to self-refer or sign up directly through their clinic. Across all of these services, the message was simple and steady. You deserve support and you do not have to navigate early parenthood alone. Make sure to check out that episode that I mentioned with Ashley and Tammy from Welcome Baby Pathways to Resilience. That is episode 5. Building resilience and cultural connection means so much to us here at First Five, and one of the ways that we do that is through our parenting classes. One of the biggest areas of growth this year came through our work with the California Youth Behavioral Health Initiative, also known as CYBHI. Over the past 2.5 years, this project has helped us understand what families need, not in theory, but in their own words. We held listening sessions, we adapted our teachings, we asked families what questions and challenges they were facing right now, and we shaped our classes around the realities they shared. You probably came across one of our flyers for our Triple P parenting series that we put on all throughout the county for the last 2 years. We are so grateful to all of our partners and everybody in the community who has reached out to us to put on a parenting class in their community. We've held Triple P classes all around the county. Triple P is a positive parenting program. It's a 3-part series. Classes are evidence-based, court-approved, and it really focuses on creating positive family environments, encouraging good behavior, and managing all of the different challenges that can come up. It really focuses on the idea of healthy relationships, ensuring safe, positive learning environments. We want to thank everyone in our community who has invited us to put on these classes. Down in Redway to Orleans to our virtual classes. We've put on classes pretty much monthly to support our families. So we are so grateful for everybody that has attended and for those that have continued to invite us to your space. This year, our Spanish-speaking staff also partnered with Paso a Paso to offer Abriendo Puertas, a nationally recognized curriculum created by and for Latino parents to focus on cultural pride, community connection, and strengthening parents as their child's first teacher. These groups became spaces for empowerment, support, language justice, and a lot of healing. Now, through CYBHI, we were able to expand bilingual access for Triple P classes as well. We offered flexible formats, and we continue to deliver these classes that really help families navigate parenthood with confidence and connection. Families told us that they felt more supported, less overwhelmed, and more connected to other parents, often making small changes that made a big difference at home. Now, if you've been listening since the beginning of this podcast, you know that one of my favorite topics is play. So I want to give you guys all a playgroup update. Back in the summertime, you might have heard episode 3, Playgroups, Protecting Connection, Powering Community, featuring our family support navigators and executive director, who talked about the changes coming up in playgroups. So I think it's time to give you guys an update and look at some highlights from our playgroups this year. Thanks to the hard work of staff and our community partners, we kept groups open across the county while navigating major transitions. It's not just funding, but also things like moving from paper sign-ins to electronic registrations. This shift wasn't just logistical. It protects families' privacy and helps us gather accurate data to sustain long-term funding. Behind the scenes, our playgroup leaders and coordinators gather twice a year for their playgroup retreat, learning together, sharing challenges, and deepening their skills. This year, child development lecturer Isaac Hopak led a powerful session on the lifelong benefits of play, reminding us that playgroups are not only fun, but foundational for emotional regulation, brain development, and relationship. It's so important for us to offer opportunities for our playgroup leaders to learn together about these topics. Now, this year, most importantly, families continue to show up, laughing, learning, connecting, and finding support in spaces designed for them. We're so grateful that we have been able to keep our playgroups open, dealing with funding transitions. Now, we would not be First Five Humboldt if we did not talk about the importance of uplifting early childhood educators, which is something that First Five Humboldt embeds in their work. Early educators are the backbone of the child development in our county, and this year, Quality Counts Humboldt invested deeply in supporting them. Through coaching, professional development, peer support, and stipends, over 92 programs received a total of $221,000 to strengthen the quality of care. Training topics evolved with community needs, including a new focus on serving younger children as more 4-year-olds transition into TK. This led to the creation of a hugely popular infant-toddler care series taught by 2 seasoned child care providers, with an additional series offered specifically for Spanish-speaking providers. And our amazing and wonderful First Five Humboldt QCC coordinator, Star Mohat, continued building strong relationships, guiding providers through grant requirements, and supporting the field with decades of experience and compassion. Shout out to Star. I can't wait to have her on a future episode so you can understand more about what she does and what Quality Counts looks like here in Humboldt. Next year, QCC will continue expanding infant-toddler training and deepening bilingual support. I hope you're still with me. I know this is a lot of updates coming your way, but First Five Humboldt does such incredible work, and our team is amazing, and I want to highlight all of our community work and all of our community partners. So thank you for staying tuned. I want to give a quick shout out to our last episode where Anna talked to us about a new helpline for families, Help Me Grow. This year, Help Me Grow Humboldt launched our one-stop helpline for child development, parenting questions, and resource connections. Families can reach out by call or text in both English and Spanish and receive real human support. This year, Help Me Grow increased visibility through outreach, tabling events, and new advertising efforts, ensuring more families know where to turn to when they need support, reassurance, and guidance. Feel free to check out our last episode or look up helpmegrowhumboldt.org. One of the most impactful projects this year was the ongoing distributions of the Red Folder, a comprehensive resource supporting immigrant families facing fears around deportation, rights, safety, and their well-being. Distributed by partners like Centro del Pueblo, Family Resource Centers, Paso a Paso, Cumbre, Ama Tu Vecindad, RCRC, the Eureka Library, DHHS, and HCOE, the Red Folder reaches families across the county and even across county lines, as many First Fives throughout California have adapted the project for their own communities. A major milestone was the Celebrate Your Rights event co-hosted by First Five Humboldt, Centro del Pueblo, and HCOE, where Latino families shared their experience directly with the school district representatives. Issues like discrimination, bullying, and the emotional impact of racism were acknowledged openly, paving the way for meaningful partnership and action. I really wanted to highlight that January 2025 event because it was the catalyst to so many ways that HCOE started showing up in different ways, being more culturally responsive to the changes in administration and the fears that were coming up for many families. This event sparked continued conversations at DLAC meetings and strengthened relationship between families, educators, and agencies. The message behind the Red Folder work remained clear. You are not alone, and our community stands with you. The Red Folder is adaptive and will continue to grow and change as our community needs it to. Now, we need to talk about celebrating connection and learning through our community events. Alongside program work, this year was filled with events that brought families together. Like I just mentioned, we began with that powerful gathering for Latino families in local schools, creating a really important space for them to share their experiences. This gathering inspired HEOE to host multiple culture events throughout the year. That's amazing. We also partnered with the Open Door Dental Van to host the Blooming Smiles Festival. If you were in attendance, I hope you had a good time because it was a joyful oral health event where families visited the dental van to get their needs met and also played games and built positive early association with dental care. That's a big win. We love taking families outdoors and really building a deep connection with nature. This summer, families joined us at the Humboldt Bay National Wildlife Refuge for an awesome family hike with nature scavenger hunts. Now, First Five Humboldt and Welcome Baby put on the most beautiful community baby shower this summer, the first of its kind here on the coast, with more than 30 tabling partners, where we offered free giveaway items like strollers and car seats, a place for new and expectant parents to celebrate and meet with doulas and midwives, and so many amazing tailors that came to really talk to our new parents. This was such an incredible event, and we're so excited to put it on next year. Thank you everyone who showed up, to all the families and partners who tabled. We also got to partner with Health Sport this year for the Little Swimmers Fun Day, where families learned water safety and early swim skills in a very supportive environment. That was so much fun, and little babies in the water splashing around while their caregivers learned safety tips. Can't ask for anything better. To close out the year, we offered our Embodied Healing for Collective Strength, a 2-session workshop for providers focused on embodied healing, collective resilience, and reconnecting with purpose. Building on past symposiums, this intimate, immersive, and holistic offering aimed to nourish and support those carrying the weight of community care. Through interactive lecture, discussion and reflection, embodiment practices, and tender grief circle, the full-day immersions helped cultivate co-regulation, liberatory resilience, embodied trust and support, and a compassionate and trauma-conscious space to be seen and held in community. Thank you so much, Dr. Laura Johnson, for hosting these events. All of these events strengthen what matters most to us: connection, belonging, cultural celebration, and so much joy. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for being tuned in. As we look ahead to the new year, we're excited to continue expanding parenting supports, deepening cultural partnerships, growing community events, supporting early educators, and nurturing resilience across Humboldt County. Our work ahead is going to be very empathy-focused, so please stay tuned for all of our coming events. We are committed to continuing this work alongside families, providers, and partners, building a more connected, equitable, and compassionate community for our youngest children. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and keep an eye out for some really cool videos that are going to be coming out. Thank you so much for joining me for this year-end review episode of Nurturing Humboldt. Whether you attend a playgroup, joined a class, listened to the podcast, participated in an event, or partnered with us on a project, you are part of the story. We'll be back in the new year, 2026, with more conversations, more community voices, and more ways to stay connected. Until then, take good care of yourselves and each other. Thanks for listening.